And we're live. Okay, guys, welcome to Trading with Meatball. We're just drawing some lines and zones. We're testing out the live software so we can give you some live trading on YouTube, and you don't have to spend $200 a month on a Discord. And we have a Discord. We just started, but guys, I don't do this for income. Okay, I'm passing my knowledge on to you before I die because I'm an old man, and they told me I had 12 months to live, and I made it to 18. So surprise! And it's early. It's your fault for tuning in. Okay, so draw your own lines. This is Fubo, and somebody said, "Hey, take a look at that." And I said, "Oh, I love it because it's a $3 stock." What if you're not approved to trade options, but you want to supplement your income and you're trying to trade a little bit, but you don't have an options approved account? Well, I like the Rivian. She's 18 bucks, and you can see her right here. And we trade the Snap. That was 10 or 11. It went to 14, and we stopped putting those bangers on Twitter because I realized that nobody cares, and all the people that I was following and supporting for 18 months, they just want me to retweet and be their cheerleader when they put a picture of their lunch or their Lamborghini out there. So we're not putting bangers on Twitter anymore. Nobody cares. We're going to still help you and put stuff on YouTube. And you can check us out in the morning before the market opens. Sometimes we'll put stuff on there, what we're going to do. And we're going to do some live trading too. And if enough people want, then we'll do a Discord. I have one, but we'll see. We're going to do this for a while. The thing with the Discord is if people sign up, then I need to be there so they get their money's worth. And I volunteered to teach at the high school, and I'm going to give back to my community a little bit, but I don't have to do that. We publish books, we have an eBay store, and so we draw lines, and we're looking at the body of the movement. And you notice how I went for this one, but I didn't count that one or that one. So I want the body of the movement, and I want it to line up with as many of these candles as possible. And I don't like the wicks. I want it to go off the body of the candles wherever. But we're on a 1 hour chart. I like to draw on a 15-minute chart or the 1 hour, but I trade the 5-minute chart, okay? And so I like to really draw on the 15-minute chart, but this one lines up close enough. It's close enough. It's pretty good. Okay. And so what we're looking for is where do we get in on something like this, okay? And this is the question: is where do you get in on something? And this could be any stock, any chart, but we're just talking about not chasing things and drawing your own charts so that you don't need me and you don't need anybody in your head. And so we could have spotted this pattern. It comes down below the trend line on the 9th of November, the 16th, the 27th, the 30th. And so logic dictates she doesn't have to come down here, but if I want to enter something, I'll do 2 or 3 of these the night before, and I'll check the news and the earnings and whatnot, and then I'll make a target entry like that and post it for you guys. So we don't want to chase these things, okay? The other thing is check the earnings, and they did have a positive earnings surprise, okay? And then you look at the sector and decide is that a good company or not? And you have to, weigh a bunch of different stuff and read the news about it. Right now, we're just drawing on charts, okay? And whenever you see chop like this right here is rejecting, just draw a little zone and drag it left and you get answers. And sure enough, it was chopping there earlier this month, right? And so you drag things left and you get answers. And we zoom out. Let's zoom out. Man, look at that. Okay, so you just drag it left, man. You get answers. Always zoom out. Thank you, Alejandro at King Capital. And I still follow them on Twitter. Those are good guys. And boom. So you can see on the daily, and this is a 1 day, so each candle was 1 day. And we drag it left, we got answers, man. And then you say, well, it's already come up. I mean, so much. Why would I buy it? Gosh, I don't know. Gosh, I don't know, right? And so it's already come up so much from $1.90 to $3 or whatever. I don't want to jump in. All right. So don't. We're just, we're drawing on the chart. But notice how I discounted that bottom wick? I'm looking for the body of the movement, not spikes. We have a series of higher lows here, and I'll have to research a little bit, but I love a $3 stock. I like Snap when it was 10 or 11 bucks. People that don't have an options approved account can get in and get 20 or 30% and get out in 1 day, without trading options. Options have time value, and so there's additional risk. You could lose 100% of your money. When you buy a stock, it lasts forever. Okay, so why would I buy something that already went from $1 to $3? I don't know. I'm not telling you to buy the stock. I'm telling you to research it. But it used to be 50 bucks, guys. You think it could come up from $3 to 4 or 5 or 6 or 8? Yeah, and they do. They do it all the time. All right, so draw lines and zones on charts, and you'll learn to do it without me. And let's just go to a 1 day and zoom out. Okay, and it's a big zone. I know it's a big zone. I did it for a reason, though. I want to show you something. There's your next gap up right there. So she's going to go up. The next gap up is about 350, and it closed at 330. And the gap, you can't see it because this thing's in the way. God bless America. Okay. All right, so 350 is your next gap up. And so if it comes down to 3, which is this yellow zone 3, and then our target area is like 3 to 3.25 or something. If I see wicks on the candles, I trade the 5-minute, okay? And so look at December 1st, okay? And we have the opening print. We like to mark the opening print, and I use the body of the candle. I mark the opening print, and I use the 20-day moving average. Well, I did. I was, whatever. All right, we'll put it back up there later. I like the 20-day moving average, but when you see these at the open and they have a big green candle, it's a bullish engulfing candle, maybe bigger, and then you get these other ones and they have wicks on the bottom. Okay, so this is a possible reversal, and so that's what I'd be looking for tomorrow morning on the open. And we drew this on the big picture, so let's put it over here. Let's put it over here, right? Let's put it over here. We're drawing a target entry for tomorrow morning, guys. And there she is. Okay, now it could come a lot lower than that. These are violent, right? And it doesn't have to come down here. It could come down this far right here. It could come down here. And generally speaking, this is the opening print right here, this black line. Okay? And generally speaking, when something goes up that hard, it'll give up a little bit, maybe half of what it did, and that would put it right here. Okay, so it doesn't have to come down to my line. It doesn't have to come down to my circle. But if it comes down anywhere from 3.25 to 307, it's in my zone here. And if I see this, green candles with wicks on the bottom, especially with volume coming in. I don't like to jump in right at the open, but you can kill them if you do sometimes. But learn how to read candlesticks and draw your own lines and zones. And here's another one we did, and it worked out. When you look at the charts and you draw them for yourself, you can spot these patterns like we did on Lemonade. And we posted this on Twitter. Nobody gave a shit. Not a single like was given. But this is the 15-minute chart, and it's just doing it once a week, man. Here's the November 13th. Here's the 17th. I mean, every 4 or 5 days, the 28th, the 21st. And I drew this the night before when it was up here, and it was forming a flag. Let's talk about flags in the video. So at the end of a flag, it doesn't always have to go straight up. A lot of times, and this is a typical setup I see, is a dip and then a run up to the next leg. And the coin did that too. When she ran, and I posted the biggest flag in the history of Little League football. I put that on Twitter. And so what it did was it popped up, but then it crashed, and that's just profit taking maybe. And then it makes the big run to the next leg. And so they don't always go straight up, But if you learn how to draw your own lines and your own zones, guys, you'll do